day I wake up is another blessing. Thankful every second, getting God's protection. I lost connection in the desert, I had no reception. But in that time alone, I probably learned 1,000 lessons. I used my time for introspection and some self-reflection, and analyzed a couple ways to conquer my depression. Everything doesn't happen the way we plan it to, but if we harvest energy, then we can plan it too. So take a look in my eyes, that's where the story...
And we are back with another reaction. Another new game out with problems and bugs and issues all over the place. Didn't we just do a video like this? Is this the same game, Grizz? Are we talking about the... No. Completely different game. Telling y'all, man, don't pre-order. Don't do none of that. Just wait. Just wait till they fix the game and it's complete, and then I'll buy the game for like $40. Complete version. No. Patient like that. But make sure to give this video a like. Make sure remember the link to this video that we're watching will be in the description. So go show Yong some love. Jedi Survivor. I still need to play Fallen Order. We know that one's okay at least, right? But let's check out what's going on with Jedi Survivor right now. Let's hear what Yong got to say.
So in my last video, I reviewed Star Wars Jedi Survivor, a game that I've been looking forward to for quite some time, and the consensus that I came to was that it's...
Let's start that back. Okay, I missed something. Something wrong with my headphones.
So in my last video, I reviewed Star Wars Jedi Survivor, a game that I've been looking forward to for quite some time, and the consensus that I came to was that it's actually a great game, but unfortunately the performance issues are so bad and so severe that it's hard to recommend this game at launch, especially on PC. But even console has some issues. It's playable enough, but if you want the smoothest experience, maybe it's better to wait. And I'm not the only one for whom it was severe enough where the experience was completely marred, which is why if you go to Steam right now on PC, you'll find that the review score is sitting at a mixed 49% of reviews are positive, while 51% of them are negative from 8,000 reviews. And scrolling down, you'll find plenty of people complaining about performance. Wait for performance fixes. I'm not your beta tester, EA, and all of them just mentioning how performance issues cannot be overlooked. And even the positive reviews down here will mention that, you know, if performance is an issue for you and it's something you want to see smoothed out, wait for the patch. Scrolling further down, you'll find somebody else who gave it a positive review saying that the performance is an issue. It's really bad at the moment, but they acknowledge that the game is good, which is what makes this so tragic, is that if the performance issues had been hashed out and if they would have just delayed the game enough to get those performance issues smoothed out, then we would have been seeing universal praise. But unfortunately, the reception has been, as far as the user score is concerned, really negative across the board. On PlayStation 5, if you go to Metacritic, the user score is sitting at a 4.5, because even on PS5, there are issues. It is recommended on consoles that you play on quality mode because you'll get a more stable 30 FPS, which is not ideal for those who want to play at 60 FPS. But performance mode is just all over the place. It can dip to the 40s, 30s sometimes. And so it's better to go with quality mode, even though on quality mode, you'll also see some dips here and there as well. But yeah, the user score on PS5, 4.5. On Xbox Series X, 4.7. And then PC, unsurprisingly, is seeing an even worse user score of 1.9 because the issues are really that severe on PC, especially for certain configurations. Now, there are some hardware configurations where Jedi Survivor might be really compatible with, so some of you might be having a good enough time, but many of us, especially those on higher-end graphics cards, seeing frame rates that cannot reach 60 frames per second no matter what the settings, or seeing frame rates fluctuate from 70s, 80s, 90s all the way down to 50s, 60s, 40s, 30s. I've seen it dip to 20s in certain sequences sometimes. Like, it's just not a stable experience. And if you really want to deep dive into the performance,
bro, so at least it's a good game, right? At least that's a thing. Because from what I'm hearing, it's not that crazy. Except for maybe on PC. Hmm. We might still get into this, but we gotta play Fallen Order first still. So, baby, by the time we finish Fallen Order, all the bugs or whatever and the performance issues will be
Performance
fixed.
of Jedi Survivor across PC and PlayStation 5 look no further than Digital Foundry. As far as the PC port is
Oh,
concerned,
those
it's so
nerds.
bad
Love
that
those
Digital
guys.
Foundry called it the worst AAA port of 2023 so far. And they aptly say so far because you never know these days with how many bad PC ports there have been recently. The Last of Us Part 1's PC port is also infamous. But yeah, I'd agree with Digital
Yeah.
Foundry that Jedi Survivor somehow
Yeah, all these companies are really starting not to care about the PC ports. Well, I mean, for the most part, they never really cared about the PC ports. But like now I feel like it's getting worse. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. They're gonna force me back to console. I won't go back to console.
even worse than that. And it's just, this is a trend that's getting incredibly tiring. PC gamers deserve better. If you're going to release a game on PC, then do it right. Do it justice, because there are tons of PC gamers and they, want to be able to take advantage of their hardware prowess. And I'm not saying it's easy, but it's like if you're going to release the game on PC and sell it and take people's money, then it better be in a good shape. Otherwise, at the very least, delay the PC port specifically until things are smoothed out. Going to Digital Foundry's channel, you'll find the same headline: Star Wars Jedi Survivor on PC is the worst AAA PC port of 2023. A terrible effort on every level. The thumbnail itself reads, a terrible effort on every level. The video itself is 11 minutes and 30 seconds. I'd recommend watching it if you really want a deep dive, but the basic summary can be found in the description here, which reads: plagued with shader compilation stutters, traversal stutters, nonsensical CPU limitations, an impenetrable settings menu with little utility, a terrible FSR2 implementation, no DLSS or XeSS. Virtually everything that could go wrong with a PC port is present and correct in this awful release. The tragedy is that the game looks great, but the quality of the code here is unacceptable. Not long after, they did a video dedicated to the PS5 port of Jedi Survivor, and you can see right here that this is resolution mode or quality mode, and while for the most part generally tends to stay at a stable 30 FPS, there are moments where it definitely does dip, and especially if you get into more open world areas where there's a lot of like water and ray tracing stuff happening, you can see the frame rate dip into the 20s and the like. And so it's still ultimately, while the quality mode is the best way to go, it still has compromises. And then if 22 FPS right here, which is not great, there are certain sections where it runs just fine, but there are definitely certain areas or certain types of environments where you'll see the frame rate compromise quite a bit. And then further along in the video, they'll detail the performance mode of this game. You can see right here that it's supposed to hit 60 FPS, and it does here and there, but you can see those dips happening towards the beginning of the game. You can see this big dip right here. If we go back just a little bit into the 54 frames per second, but then delving further as they analyze more of the game's performance in later stages, you can see right here, this is the intro section of Jedi Survivor. You can see the frame rate dipping into the 40s already, 47 right here.
The tutorial
and then
area?
further along, 39 FPS at one point.
And this is
then in the open world segment in Kobo, after more 40s FPS in performance mode and more 30s FPS during this intro segment, you'll see that the frame rate is just all over the place, not stable at all. 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 50s again, and it just fluctuates all over the place. Performance mode on PS5 is just impossible to recommend, much like the PC port of the game. So that's kind of what people have been contending with this experience that, again, deserved much better than this, because the game itself, clearly a lot of love and thought was put into it. It's clearly a really good game, but if it doesn't run well, then it's going to ruin the experience, and it did for me, genuinely. Combat sequences, cutscenes that were bugged out, that were stuttering, or the audio issues that played here and there. It was just, man, again, quite tragic. No traffic. Now, Respawn is aware of these performances.
Wait, was that on PC or was that on the PlayStation? What? Yo. Man, I'd be tight if I played $70 and stuff like that happens throughout the whole game. Like, I'd be tight, bro. What? You have got to be joking. That's crazy.
Performance issues, and they've put out a statement as of April 28th, 2023. Here's what they had to say. A note from the Jedi team on the PC version of Star Wars Jedi Survivor. We are aware that Star Wars Jedi Survivor isn't performing to our standards for a percentage of our PC players, in particular those with high-end machines or certain specific configurations. Then why'd you release it? Why are you selling it? Why are you taking money from people?
Facts.
Why didn't you just delay it and make this the
Why are you selling
triumphant
it then?
release that it should have been? For example, players using cutting-edge multi-threaded chipsets.
I feel like this should be illegal. Like, is this not illegal? Isn't this like false advertisement or something? You lawyery type folk, let me know. Like, what's going on here? Like, why is this? How is this acceptable? How is this not in law that they can't do this? Because it's video games? Is it because it's video games? It's because it's video games, right? It's because it's video games.
It's designed for Windows 11. We're encountering problems on Windows 10 or high-end GPUs coupled with lower performing CPUs. Also saw unexpected frame loss. Rest assured, we're working to address these cases quickly. That is not an accurate representation of the range of people and hardware configurations that are having this issue. I have a high-end machine with a high-end GPU, 3080 Ti with a high-end Intel Core i9 CPU running on Windows 11,
Okay, Mr.
and I was getting
Moneybags.
these frame rate issues, the shader compilation stutters, the inconsistent frame rate fluctuations,
I like that
and
Goomba in
all
the
of the
back.
different bugs and technical issues. This is not isolated to these specific cases. People having the most ideal hardware and software, updated drivers and everything, like myself, were having a really bad time. And then the last paragraph reads, while there's no single comprehensive solution for PC performance, the team has been working on fixes we believe will improve performance across a spectrum of configurations. We are committed to fixing these issues as soon as possible, but each patch requires significant testing to ensure we don't introduce new problems. Thanks for
Yeah.
understanding and apologies
Which
to
is
any
why
of
you
our
probably
players
shouldn't
experiencing
have
these
released the
issues.
game.
We'll continue to monitor
Or at
performance
least release
across all
that version of
platforms
the game.
and share update timing as soon
But it
as it is
doesn't sound like it
available.
matters.
The Star Wars Jedi team. It sounds like what they're basically saying here is that this will take some time to sort out. So for those who are waiting for the game to be patched
is barking
before
again.
engaging with this title, it might be a couple weeks, maybe a couple months. Hard to say for sure with these patch releases. But as I pointed out previously, it's not just the PC version. The PS5 version still has some compromises when it comes to performance, even on the more stable quality mode, but the performance mode is so compromised that it's hard to recommend that particular mode. So that needs to be patched as well.
That's crazy.
It just sounds like the game as a whole has been just poorly optimized or just wasn't given enough time to bake in the oven to sort out all of these performance problems to make sure that it just runs well across all platforms. It just sounds like the game needed to be delayed. That's, I think, the short of it, but I don't know, maybe EA just wanted to get this out as soon as possible to meet certain financial quotas for certain quarters. I don't know what happened behind the scenes, but either way, this is highly unfortunate. Across the board, the games industry needs to do better with PC ports. I understand that it's harder to make PC ports more stable because you have a range of hardware configurations, whereas when you make a game for just PS5 or Xbox Series X, it's all the same hardware for anyone who has that hardware, so you can very specifically fine-tune the game's performance for those specific consoles. You can optimize for a single
Funny enough, I never really thought about that. That they have to account for like all the different CPUs and different graphics cards and stuff like that. I don't know why. Oh well.
single hardware configuration that everyone will have for those who purchase these consoles, whereas on PC, you got to take into consideration all kinds of different facets. But that's why you have, like, you know, PC settings. But in this game, for some reason, PC settings don't make any difference whatsoever, which goes to highlight just a lack of good optimization on numerous fronts. Time will tell how this will all play out, how this game will hopefully improve over the coming weeks, months. But until then, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts and opinions are on Star Wars Jedi Survivor. If you've played this game, has performance been good for you? What's your PC configuration? What's your experience on PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X across quality mode or performance mode? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. And to be further updated on all things gaming news, reviews, and discussions, stay tuned right here on Yong. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Yong out.
Deuces. Bro. Yet Another game. That's 2 games in the same week that drop with problems. Is that not crazy? Is that not crazy? But at least with this one, it doesn't seem like it's that insane. You know, we're not talking about cyberpunk levels of stuff. You feel me? It's mostly PC. But it sounds like the consoles ain't doing that well either. It's like, what can we get it right somewhere? Anywhere, at least? I don't know, man. Y'all getting it? Y'all playing it? Let me know what y'all experience is, if y'all got that. What, y'all having issues? Is it good? At least we hear the game is good, at least. But yeah, soon we'll play Fallen Order, and hopefully by the time we finish it, all the bugs and all of that are fixed. But yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Remember, go into the description. The link to Yong's video will be in there. Show Yong some love. And we will catch you on the next one. Deuces.
I'm hiding out, wilding out, cooling down, collecting thoughts till I find my route. And if they catch me, they'll be finding out what I'm about. Until then, I'm riding out. I'm hiding out, wilding out, cooling down, collecting thoughts till I find my route. And if they catch me, they'll be finding out what I'm about. Until then, I'm riding out, riding out. Check it out. I'm a desperado, I'm living it in real life. What's next to follow? I hit the bottle.